The new Ted Bundy film. This is probably a very controversial subject, but nevertheless, today I am reviewing the new Ted Bundy film on Cinema Lovers Incorporated. Before I start the video, leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. I would hugely appreciate it. The channel needs to get back on track. I apologize for my messy hair. I just woke up about an hour ago. So let's jump right into the video. So I saw the Ted Bundy film during the week. I saw it on Netflix. Now, this is a Netflix film, I'm pretty sure. And I was overall disappointed in the overall movie. The direction was sloppy. Nevertheless, I can say that the performances were mostly good. Zac Efron belongs in a better Ted Bundy film. He pulled it off very well, and he was kind of this likable guy that you really thought, wow, he couldn't kill anybody. But he had a dark side under all of that likableness. And Zac Efron really brought it out very well, but not to his full potential. And I feel like if they ever do another Ted Bundy film, they need to bring him back and give him another chance, because he had so much potential, and he did a good job with what he had to work with. His girlfriend, I forgot her name, I apologize, she did a marvelous job in the movie. But the film felt very sloppy, very rushed, in my opinion. In the beginning of the movie, I had no idea where it was going. I apologize, God, I'm butchering his name. When he meets this girl that he falls in love with at the bar, it just feels like it's a sloppy, just pushed in, crammed in storyline. I really didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who this woman was. And a lot of people probably won't know who this woman is if you don't do your research, because Zac Efron, he just falls in love with this random woman and then just comes home to her house, and he doesn't leave for years and years and years. It's not really developed very well. I would never meet a woman and just stay there for years and years and years like Ted Bundy would. And maybe if they explained a little more what was going on, then I would have bought it more. Then I would have really cared about what's going on. But they don't really care. They just want to push the plot along, and it becomes very convoluted, They meet at the bar. He stays at her house for a night, and he decides to make breakfast in the morning. It's all really cringeworthy, never to say the least. And it's very just all over the place. He stays at the home. He never leaves. And then we have this montage of them going through life together. Her daughter is growing up. I think she was in a divorce. And the daughter grows up. And Ted Bundy, he shows some signs of aggression. And he shows signs of, hatred. When he was looking at the dog, he was just giving the dog this really weird look. And I love the part where Ted and his girlfriend, they're having a little bit of fun, and he's kind of putting his hand around her neck, symbolizing what he did to his victims. I thought that was a nice nod and a really cool touch, but the film is not exploring Ted's viciousness. It's more about Ted and his girlfriend, their relationship. The problem is it's never really clearly focused on, because in the beginning of the movie, Ted's relationship with his girlfriend, it just feels sloppy and rushed, where he just goes into her house, falls asleep, then when she wakes up, he's making breakfast all of a sudden, and then he just stays at the home. It's not really developed. It doesn't really focus too much on the relationship. This could have been how the relationship was like in real life, but I just wanted some more context. I wanted some more exploration in this time in Ted's life. Then we have Ted. He starts getting convicted, and I was a little confused. They were turning this film into kind of like this shocker, like, is Ted the killer or is he not the killer? It doesn't work, because most people know who Ted Bundy is, if not all people know who he is. He's one of the most infamous serial killers in American history, in the world, to be exact. Ted, he killed these people. And I hate how the people, the director was trying to kind of make it look like maybe Ted is innocent. Maybe there's someone else killing the people. It doesn't really work. But if this was another film, if this, for example, was a horror mystery film, it would have worked perfectly if it was just a made-up character. But for Ted Bundy, I don't see it working well. And I was a little bit confused when they started jumping past all of his murders. You just hear about it on the news. You never really see it. And that's disappointing for me because I really wanted to see Ted's really psyche. I wanted to see what he was going through in his brain and what the horrors were, you know, what he did to these poor people. In, you know, 2019, I really wanted a big film. The movie just comes off as really rushed and poorly paced. Ted all of a sudden just goes through these court hearings. He keeps being put in prison, then he escapes prison, and then he meets an old flame of his from the past. There's a scene in the movie where he has sex with this woman who comes back from his past, and he pays this police officer to not make a noise so so they can have a little bit of fun. And this is after like a mature scene. This is after like a big scene. And then it cuts, and then all of a sudden Ted and this woman are just having sex. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? They're just having sex all of a sudden, and it just shows the money in the police officer's hand. There's nothing explained. There's nothing really, you know, they don't really explain it. Ted's just having sex with this woman. I really don't think a police officer would do that. If he did do that, they should have explained it a little bit more, because obviously Ted did have a child with this woman while he was in prison, but it's never really touched up upon. It's just crammed in there, this sex scene. It's just pointless and really cringeworthy. And then you have this man that his girlfriend works with at work, and he comes over and kind of, you know, he makes her feel better. This wasn't really explored either. He comes off kind of as a jerk, but then it's revealed that he actually cares for her. And then Ted, you know, court hearings, prison breakout, then he gets put back in prison. You don't really explore it. So what was the point of that? I don't really know. You have some really awesome performances by John Malkovich and the guy Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But the film really never touches upon the horror of what Ted does until the very end, where it actually fully... Let me turn some light on here, ladies and gentlemen. Where it finally reveals what Ted did, and it's supposed to be this shocker, when in reality, it's not a shocker, because we know Ted was the killer. We know he victimized these people. We know that he murdered them in cold blood and just did heinous crimes. And it doesn't work, in my personal opinion. Now, this film was aimed, I believe, at showing his girlfriend's side of the story. You know, the girlfriend with the daughter who was divorced. But she's out of the movie for a big chunk later on in the film. So whose story really is this? Is it Ted's? I'm led to believe it's Ted's story, because this is about Ted Bundy. Is it the prison? Is it about the prison story? What is this about? I don't know, because it just jumps around too much and there's not a clear focus. I just feel like everything is not developed enough. There's so much other crap in this film that just doesn't make sense. But I just want to say that, you know, to buy some time, I just want to say that the film is rushed. I just want to say that the movie is poorly touched upon. Everything just feels like they wanted to move the plot along for the sake of the time and not the sake of the story. But I will admit, near the end of the film, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Near the end of the film, ladies and gentlemen, I started enjoying the movie, really, you know, really understanding where Ted was coming from, really enjoying Zac Efron's appearance and his portrayal as Ted Bundy. But near the end, you're just left going, oh, it's kind of, you know, disappointing. They don't even show his execution. That would have been a really, really cool scene to show. But, you know, ooh, we're in the controversial America. They would probably have a lot of people getting mad about that. But, you know, they should have showed it. They should have shown it. And I would have been really amazed if Ted Bundy was executed at the end of the film. But no, it's just another, you know, they just talk about it on the screen. They have words. Ted Bundy was executed, blah, 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 like every single documentary film. It's old. I don't want to see it touched upon on, you know, Scribble Scrabble. I want to see it in the movie. I wanted to see Ted get executed. I wanted to see how he reacted to the whole thing. Sure, it's dark, but it would have really benefited the movie greatly. What do I give this film? I'm going to give the Ted Bundy film a C. Now, that's not what it's called. I forgot the movie's name, but I'll add it in the title. I'll give this film a C. It's alright. I'm probably never going to see it again. I was very disappointed with the movie. Very disappointing film. I expected so much more. Zac Efron belongs in a better Ted Bundy movie. I enjoy the acting. I enjoy some of the, the locations. I enjoy some of the prison scenes. The court hearings, those are fun, but it's just never explored to its full potential. Ted Bundy having this relationship with his girlfriend's daughter, it's never touched upon. It could have been interesting if we saw him kind of making some sort of, moves on her. That would have been interesting because, he murdered younger girls. It would have been cool if maybe he was trying to do the same thing to her, but it's never really explored, and it's disappointing, never to say the least. C for me. Hope you enjoy the movie. What did you think about this movie? Leave a like, comment down below. Let me know what you think of the Ted Bundy film. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going for 4K quality now on this channel, so if you notice a quality boost, it's because I have 4K quality on this video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to whatever the heck you want to do, and goodbye. Bye, everyone.